Hello, and welcome to another MW League Shoutcast. I'm your Shoutcaster for today, Jeff on a Buffalo, and today we got an ISC Div C matchup of 12 Vegan Rangers versus MGSq Beuopade, and this match will most likely be the decider match for who wins Div C. A couple of notes, there's going to be a 5-minute delay for within the stream, and as well, I am not an official, so I won't be officiating anything in respect to this. I'm just going to be shoutcasting the match. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly let the teams know that I'm ready to go whenever they're readied up, and then once they go green, we'll get this thing going. Okay, so a couple of quick reminders for the first match. I'll go over a little bit more for what the IC is all about, whatnot, after this drop. But for this one, the main things, it's ISC only, 6 versus 6. It's going to be an Emerald Veiled, uses Conquest, uses 3 of the 5 Conquest points. Let's see, I think the minimum tonnage is 200 tons. Yep, and the maximum is 250. Alright, so just waiting for both teams to ready up, and then we get this thing started. This should be an entertaining match. On Emerald Veil, there's a couple of different things they can do. They could set up a couple of long-range mechs, either like on the north or south high ground. Or they could just do like a straight brawl push. That's very strong on this map. There's other various combinations you can do as well. Team 1's locked. Team 2 should be locking up soon. I was very much looking forward to this match, though, since this is a decider for Div C. Two very strong teams. It should be a very interesting match. Team 2 lock. Alright. Let's get this going. Alright, so I think I'm on the Team 2 side, so this will be for the MGSq side. And the cap points in play for this one is Epsilon, Theta, Kappa. So Gamma and the other one's out of play. Sigma. Okay, so they're calling for a hold. So that means one of the pilots either dropped out or whatnot. So what happened now is that gives time for the person that crashed for them to relog into the match. All the other mechs, they won't be moving. They'll just be holding put. Once a player logs in, then that team will indicate a time for the match to start, and it'll start at that time. If that pilot's not able to log in, then they'll just kill themselves, and then they'll just restart the match. Meantime, we can see what they're bringing. So Bushwhackers, so EC5s, Assassin, Binaries, so it looks like they're going for Skirmish for a bunch. The Asaras. And then for over here, Panther, So like PPC Panther, Ultra 5s, Snub Mag. So it looks like some Wolfpacky type mechs. Skirmish in the middle, and then a couple with a bit more range. So it's very much a skirmish deck coming in from MGSq. Going over to the Vegan. Ears, ear mediums, skirmish, gauntlet, large pulse ear mediums. Then for the other ones, medium X pulse, heavy machine guns. Same thing. Okay. So very similar ideas for the mechs. And I wasn't following the chat, so they must have called for just to kill themselves. They're going to restart the match.
They have resource point Gamma.
And then you have to make sure you grab one of the caps before everybody dies. Otherwise, the mechs get locked into the match, which is... yeah, that would suck. And now they're just going to ensure that they overheat. But once the match actually does begin, very similar sort of decks, so it'll be interesting to see how they play it out. Okay, so they're going to be redropping for drop 1. So it's going to happen now. If the pilot, hopefully the pilot was able to log in. And then they'll be readying up quickly to start the match. So it looks like it's already 6%. Oh, okay, there it is. Smoke field. So they might have to kick smoke field and bring them back in. In the meantime, though, I can talk about for what ISC is all about for those that are sort of new to this. Everyone, for the most part, watching this probably already know what ISC is all about, but yeah, it's a good time filler, I guess. Anyways, so ISC stands for Inner Sphere Coalition. So this is Season 8 of the tournament. For rules, Inner Sphere mechs only, 6 versus 6. Tournament runs from February to all of March. This is actually the week 5, so it's the last week of the tournament. Match is 5 drops with the weight limit increasing after every other drop. 3 maps used per match. Uses the Conquest game mode with only 3 of the 5 Conquest points used. Can use any given chassis 3 times within the 5 drops. Can use 2 hero mechs per drop, but they must be different hero mechs. That covers most of it. There's more rules, but I think that covers sort of the main things. Team 1's locked. It's just waiting on Team 2, and let's get this thing going. Team 2, cool. Let's get it going. Try number 2 for drop 1. But again, it's sort of like very similar style of decks both teams are using. One's using a little bit more laser vomit than the other one for mid-range still. So it's kind of curious how they're going to use their mechs for the drop. Are they going to try to use the high ground a little bit around Epsilon Kappa? Are they just going to hard push for Theta, maybe skirmishing around that? I guess we'll see. And here they're coming in again. So for Team 2 side is MGSq Beuopade, Team 1 side is 12 Vegan Rangers. I've already looked at the mechs, so I won't be going through that again. We'll see how they play it out. So right away, going for Theta for on the MGSq side is the Osiris, Vulcan, and the Panther. Then looks like moving towards sort of Epsilon would be for the 12th Vegan group.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
So MGSq, stronghold around Theta. And right now 12th Vegan moving out for the most part towards Epsilon. With a couple of mechs staying sort of on the low ground here between the Osiris and the Blackhawks and the Gauntlet. So MGSq is starting to rotate a little bit to try to get within sort of optimal range for a lot of their weapons. Since a lot of their weapons, for the most part, is mid-range. And right now, 1 cap each for both teams. And right now, MGSq is sending 1 mech over to grab the other cap, the Osiris. When the other team sees that they're going for the other cap, though, are they going to be more aggressive since they know the team is split? MGSq is being smart. They're already starting to pull back in case that does occur. So a very strong defensive position between their 2 caps that they're holding.
Kappa is under enemy control.
So now it'll be up to 12 Vegan, see what they do. And they're already starting to move up. So now, obviously, the onus is with 12 Vegan to do something since they're down at caps. But they have a lot of time, so they don't need to be too hasty. And right now, they're just spreading out all around sort of Theta at this point. And we'll see if Vegans try to push up the middle or try to push one of the flanks. And in all likelihood, what MGSq do is when they see that, they'll probably just start rotating accordingly to try to stay within optimal range of their mechs. Panther's quite aggressive on the MGSq side. He's going to have to be careful they don't get caught out because they're starting to push hard for on the flank that he's on. Okay, looks like Panther's already trying to start to pull back a little bit. It's taking a little bit of damage. Damage-wise, it's pretty even across. Maybe a little bit more so on the 12th Vegan side. So now they're rotating to like for MGSq on the east side of Theta. And 12th Vegan sort of more on the north of Theta. And again, just skirmishing within sort of an optimal range of most of their weapons. Mech that's hurting a little bit, collapsed in the Blackhawk, now at 62%. See if I can find that mech. There it is. Let's see where that mech is hurting. Center torso, so let's keep an eye on that mech. And collapse and goes down. MGSq, they're doing it smart. They're taking their time. They got the cap lead. All they have to do is just any sort of push that 12 Vegans does, they just got to pull back and keep skirmishing away and whittle them down, as they have been doing for pretty much the entire match. Twelfth Vegan, looks like they're trying to work some angles. Because you got the Gauntlet on one side, Cyrus on the other, a couple sort of on the middle. MGSq is kind of doing the same thing, nicely spread out on their side of the map that they control. And they'll probably just be trading for the next At least 5 minutes, I would think. Then once the team gets whittled down quite a bit, then that's probably when they start getting more aggressive. Or if 12 Vegan loses one more mech, then I could see MGSq playing a bit more aggressive. Because if you look mech health-wise, 12 Vegan, they're hurting quite a bit. Twelfth Vegan, they do have that Locust. Excuse me for the burp. So they might try to use that at some point, maybe to try to sliver cap. What is that, Kappa there? But the likelihood of that is probably quite small, since if they try to do that, MGSq would probably see that quite quickly and able to react to it. So at some point, my guess is 12 Vegan will probably have to do sort of like a hard push, maybe on one of the flanks, to try to jump maybe one or two mechs for on the MGSq side. But MGSq, anything that, and you're kind of starting to see that already. There we go. So they're doing a hard push for the flank. MGSq is nicely together to be able to sort of receive the push. Now it's turning to a bit more of sort of a brawl. Another mech goes down for 12 Vegan. 12 Vegan's getting focused down quite quick. So don't think this match is going to be going on for much longer. And that's that.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Entertaining match. Skirmished for a lot at the beginning of the match. MGSq, they were just able to whittle down the enemy team more than the other one. Looking at the scores a little bit. So let's see, which one's MGSq? This one's MGSq. Score-wise, pretty even across. A lot of good damage between the Panther and the Vulcan. On the 12 Vegan side, good damage for the Gauntlet. A little bit hurting from the rest. So, yep, it was an entertaining match. Okay, so one win for MGSq. So now we're going to be going to our next map. So that's going to be Caustic Valley. See if I can find it. There it is. And a reminder, the weight limit is increased for this drop to 300 or 350 tons. Okay, so as we're waiting for the teams to ready up, I can talk through a little bit more sort of where these two teams are currently at. So the Div C standings after the completion of Week 4. Currently, MGSq is in first place. 12 Vegan is currently in second place. So this match here should be the deciding match for who's at the top of Div C. A little more information about both teams. So for Team 1, currently, we have team name for it is 12 Vegan Rangers. Team lead for that is Clap Spaten. Prior results for how they did for between Week 1 to Week 4. In Week 1, they beat Katie Sam Brain Weapon 5-0. Week 2, they beat Castarian Guards 3-2. Week 3, they beat the Ministry of Silly Mechs 3-2. Then Week 4, they beat 228 Junkers 5-0. And looking at that, I'm thinking I probably got this mixed up between the two teams for the results. So apologies on that. That's probably the results from MGSq. Because they've won 4. Yep, so that was for MGSq. Sorry about that. So anyways, on the Team 2 side, we have MGSq Beuopade. Team lead for that is the GWiz. I just went through the results for that. So just for the correction then, for the results from 12th Vegan. For Week 1, they lost to Stern Guards 3-2. Week 2, they beat Ministry of Silly Mechs 3-2. Week 3, they beat 228 Junkers 3-2. The Week 4, they beat KD7 Brain Weapon 4-1. So again, apologies for that mix-up. Not quite readied up yet. They're actually on star. So we'll get this thing going for drop 2. Okay, so obviously we are on Caustic right now. So the 3 caps that are in play is Gamma, Theta, Kappa. So that's all the ones on the left side of the map. I'll start with this one here. So I think this is Team 2 side, so it's going to be an MGSq when they drop in. Some common things that they might try. You could do range, you could do DACA, quite strong. Or you could just do Brawl Rushes as well. Brawl Rush on the left side of the map. That's quite strong as well. So a couple of different things teams can try. All right, let's take a look at the MGSq side, see what they've got. BLR 1G, so that's probably range.
Coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles.
Yep, ear larges on that one. Let's take a look at some of the others. Cicada, or sorry, Corsair, ear larges. Cicada 3F probably. Hatchment 7R, small snub, so for skirmishing. 1X ear mediums, so mid-range skirmish. Okay, so a bit of long range, a bit of skirmishy type stuff. Let's take a look for on the other side for 12th Vegan. So they already got some mechs forward between the Vindicators, Vulcan, Vindicators. Vindicators is probably snub smalls. And then in the back they have Corsair 7A with probably ear larges and such. Gauze.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Yep. And then one way in the back for stock 5S with ear larges. Cicada 3F probably with PPCs or ear larges. Ear PPCs. Okay, so 3 back, 3 forward for on the 12th Vegan, and very similar type deck that's being played by MGSq. 3 forward, 3 back, with long range. So this is going to be a very strategic match for who can whittle down the other team more for the long range trade, and for how they're going to be using their sort of mid-range skirmish mechs. Nice, you can see they're nicely sort of spread out in the back for the long range mechs for MGSq. And again with 3 mechs forward between the Vulcan, Blackjack, and the Hatchetman. Being a little bit more aggressive with the Cicada 3F, they can use that to sort of push the flanks a little bit with the PPCs. 12th Vegan. Similar sort of idea, but they're using Vindicators. And at the back, obviously, with the Cicada 3F. And then with the Stalker and the Corsair for long-range trade. So I think where the match is going to be won is going to be how it's going to work out for these 6 mechs skirmishing in the middle. Like right now, damage-wise, it's looking like 12th Vegan has taken a bit more damage compared to MGSq. Long-range mechs, they're not moving around too much yet. Pretty much holding the strong positions for the long-range trade. And then for the mechs in the middle, they're obviously skirmishing accordingly. But those Vindicators, they're tanky, they're strong, so... That one is hurting quite a bit. Let's see if I can click on that one. So yeah, small snub mags. Typical thing. And the Corsair 7A, looks like they're focusing that one quite a lot for on the long-range mechs. Let's take a look at the Corsair. The Corsair is already starting to probably reposition a little bit to try to protect themselves a bit. So let's see, a little bit on the left shoulder. Yeah. So it's almost halved. So it's going to have to protect that left shoulder a bit. 12th Vegan, looks like they're trying to sort of rotate a little bit, or at least try to. Still within overwatch of their long-range mechs. And then for the mid-range mechs for MGSq, they're just staying in between themselves and their long-range overwatch mechs of the Battlemaster and the other mech? But as you can see, that sort of forced, the movement of 12 Vegan has forced the Battlemaster for MGSq to reposition accordingly. And now the Cicada 3F will use that to get some range shots.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Okay, yeah, obviously cap-wise, Theta is being held by, 12th Vegan. Kappa's with MGSq. They didn't bother with the Gamma cap. Damage-wise, that mech's obviously hurting a lot more is on the 12 Vegan side, especially that Corsair 7A. Let's see if that Corsair has been halved yet. Almost. It's starting to hurt for on the center torso as well. But for the most part, the teams are pretty much staying put from their original positions that they set up in. Slight rotation on the 12 Vegan side. MGSq is pretty much holding ground. And considering that they're winning the trades, I don't really blame them. And that Corsair from on the 12 Vegan side, a couple more shots, and that mech is going to be going down. The Blackjack 1X for the GWiz is hurting a lot. Let's take a look, see how that mech is doing.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Right torso, okay. And MGSq, they grab Theta. So now they got a 2 cap to the 1 cap. They grab Gamma eventually for 12 Vegan. So cap-wise, very strong position right now for MGSq. But for the most part, like the trade mechs for both teams, they haven't moved too much, except for that Battlemaster repositioning that one time, and then the skirmish mechs for both teams just skirmishing around Theta respectively. So let's see, the Vindicator 30%, another Vindy at 42, Corsair 78 41. So it's not going to be long until a couple of those mechs from 12th Vegan will probably start going down. They won't be able to skirmish for much longer. So GWAS took out one mech, another one, and Vindy went down. So mechs are probably going to start falling on both teams in short order. Corsair's gone down for 12th Vegan. Yep, at this point it's just a matter of time before the rest of the mechs for 12th Vegan goes down. Just a cleanup job for MGSq at this point. They're jumping on the Stalker. Stalker's not going to be long for this world, and then it'll be just the Cicada left for 12th Vegan.
The enemy has capped enough resources.
All right, that's that. So another win for MGSq. So now they'll be up to 2 wins. Take a look at the scores for both teams. Start with MGSq, so good damage all around. Corsair's did some good farming. Look for on the 12th Vegan side. Vulcan did a nice job. Stock 5S did some work. Corsair, yeah, was being focused quite a lot, so not too surprised with the damage. But that was an entertaining match. Okay, so now we're going to drop 3. So obviously for drop 3, there's going to be team swap. So one sec. I always screw this up though, so let's see if I screw this one up. The heat bug, like they did the match, so if there was a heat bug, you're supposed to call it early. But that'll be kind of between both teams what they want to do. All right, maybe they want to redo the drop. They shouldn't be, but again, I'm not an official, so it's up to them for how they want to do the match. Make a new lobby. Oh, okay. Okay, I got that. So they want to just redo the lobby because there's a heat bug. So they're assuming that redoing the lobby will fix the heat bug. Okay. I've never done that before, but So let's see. So for drop 3, so swapping sides. So for the first one I should invite would be the G-Wiz. Then Clapston. Then get all these things right. This is probably wrong, so I'm going to have to do a team swap once the G-Wiz gets in. So sorry for the delay. Just how it goes sometimes, I guess. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So I think okay, the thing looks good. So okay, then we're ready for getting ready for drop 3. Hopefully we don't have that heat bug again. So let's see, we talked about a little bit about the two teams. I didn't babble about myself yet. Probably most of you know me at this point. So obviously pilot name of mine is Jeff out of Buffalo. Playing MW for about the last 10 years. I'm Canadian, so I'm going to be apologizing a lot, so sorry for that. I'm affiliated with DHB, which stands for Death Hand Brigade, but I've been playing with 2D20 for comp for the last couple of years. And just finished my last match with the team that I'm leading, Battle Buddies, Div E, so we just finished our last match, I think, a couple hours ago. It was a fun match. We're playing against Smoke Eshetic. Okay, so they're just starting to get readied up there, so that's good. Hopefully we don't get a heat bug for this one. But yeah, no, I wasn't aware that you had to shut down the entire lobby and restart that again, so yeah, I'm learning new things as well. I didn't know that would actually make a difference. So now the fun part. I always find the drop 3s the most interesting because you get to see sort of what changes each of the teams does compared to what they did for drop 2. Are they going to just go for the similar style what they did for drop 2, or are they going to change things up a little bit? Just waiting for Team 2 to lock in, and then we'll get this thing going. They're probably going to be checking right away at the start of the match if there's a heat bug. If there is, then they'll probably ask for like a redrop. Hopefully that doesn't occur, so I guess we'll see. And this will be the first of 3 shoutcasts I'm going to be doing this afternoon, or for today. I have another match after this one, then I get about half an hour break, and then one after that. So, lots of MechWar Online stuff for today. I'm not sure why Clapson's not readying up, though. Maybe someone had to go to the washroom, or... Or maybe some last-minute talk within the team for how they want to adjust based on what they've been seeing from MGSq. All right, let's take a look at drop 3. All right, so I'm on the north side, so I should be looking at 12th Vegan once they drop in. I could always just zoom to their dropships. I get to take a look at the mechs, but with my luck, once I get to the dropships, they'll probably already start moving. So I'll just wait patiently. If you're half blind, then it means you can half see. So you're still good. I'm not sure if he's dropping or... Oh! We'll see if they want to do like a redrop, I guess. If someone's screen is all messed up.
Command coming in.
And again, it's up to the teams for what they want to do.
Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
So I guess the first thing is see if they're going to kill themselves and do it. Yep, they're just going to kill themselves or do a redrop. Okay. Looking quickly at 12th Vegan, it looks like they're doing pretty much the exact same deck that they used last time. They're a very similar deck with the Corsair and the Battlemaster. Looking at the MGSq side, Corsair, Battlemaster, same sort of mechs, same sort of roles. Skated 3F with the PPCs, both sides. And the reason why they grab a cap is to ensure when they all kill themselves, it ensures that the mechs are not locked. Okay. So far we're not being very lucky for the drops. Heat bugs, glitches. Hopefully this doesn't continue. We'll see if they want me to redo the lobby again or not. Hopefully not. They'll let me know accordingly. Okay, it looks like they're just going to ready up again and then give it a try. I think Clapson's going to restart their game. So that'll take a few minutes. Let's see, what else can I talk about? I can talk about the next tournament that's coming up. Just so everyone's aware, like the next tournament after ISC is completed, since ISC is going to be completed this weekend, is one that's called, from MW that's called Mercenary Bonding Authority, or MBA. So they already have like draft rules that's available from, if you go to the MW Discord page. A little bit of information about it. For a little bit about when it's going to be occurring, right now the roster lock is set for 12th of April, and it's going to run from the 20th of April to the 24th of May. But there's already talk that they're going to push back the starting date of the tournament 1 to 2 weeks. So those dates will be probably changing accordingly. For what it's going to be an 8 versus 8 tournament, 5 drops for each match with the aim of having 16 per div. It's going to use both IS and clan mechs, and there's going to be specific rules for each for the mech composition for each drop. So, for example, the first drop, the rules is you have to have 4 light mechs and 4 medium mechs, and there's some more rules associated with that, but it gives you a bit of a general idea for what it's all about. So, for now, if you're already part of a team, I would probably the best way forward if you're a pilot is to talk to your team leads or unit leads for what's going on for the plan for the next tournament. If you don't have a team, then a good place to go to is the MW Discord. There you can find information for teams that's looking for pilots. As well, there's a channel there that you can put information about yourself as a pilot, and teams looking for pilots can pluck pilots from that location accordingly. So yeah, next tournament's coming up probably within a month, and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll catch up on what's going on here. I think they're just going to be waiting for that one pilot to restart the computer and come back in, and then we're just going to be starting it normally. And then if there's further issues, then we might try some different things for... one possibility would be maybe they don't want me to be the sort of the host for the lobby. Maybe try like a different host. There's a couple other things we could possibly try to troubleshoot. I don't think that'll solve anything, at least not this issue, but I guess we'll see. I'm just hoping it doesn't take too long, because I got another match I got to cast within an hour and 10 minutes, so it's coming up quick. And for the style of play that these teams are going for, I think these are going to be long matches. Should be readying up quick. I don't think I see any of the teams readied up yet, or locked in yet, so I'm hoping they do that soon. And again, a reminder for the decks that they're using. Looks like we're going to have like a very similar match we had from last time. Team 1 locked. Okay, waiting for Team 2. Team 2, let's get it on. And see them do the exact same thing they did for the last match, except on other sides of the map. I.e. 2 long-range mechs in the back, a bunch of mechs skirmishing around Theta with the Cicada 3F, trying to push the flanks a little bit at times with their ER PPCs. Goram wobbles. No idea what that means. And again, apologies for everyone watching for the delays for this match and heat bug issues and whatnot. It's just something that sometimes pops up in this game.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point.
So we're on the 12th vegan side, so we'll watch a little bit for how they initially set up. They're probably shooting their weapons to confirm that they don't have a heat bug. So if there's a heat bug, they should be saying it within soon. Okay, don't hear anybody, so yeah, looks like we're good for drop 3. So looking from 12th vegan. So as you can see, they're already starting moving some mechs forward to get Overwatch of Theta, try to grab Theta with their sort of more skirmishy mechs. So from, let's see what's on that Hachitamon. Small laser snub, yeah, nice fun mech. And Blackjack 1X, which is always good. And then with the long range, let's see how they're set up for on MGSq. So they got the Battlemaster and the Corsair accordingly. So on the typical high ground locations. And then from on the 12th vegan side, the Battlemaster on the high side. And a Corsair in the respective usual trade location, long range trade locations from the Team 2 side. With the Cicada 3F, yep, trying to push the flank a little bit with the PPCs.
We have Gamma.
We'll say, so cap-wise, no one's grabbed Theta yet. Then each grabbed their respective gimme caps. And what we're going to see is pretty much played out exactly the same from the last match, except now they're on opposite sides. Some mechs changed a little bit, but for the most part, not as much. I like the spread out for 12th vegan for their long-range mechs, trying to work the angles. Now it's up to sort of what happens in the middle. I think that's going to dictate things. Heating-wise, G-Wiz is taking some shots. Phoenix Hawk, Klep, Spadden as well. And they're just skirmishing around Theta, respectively. Looks like Clapson's going to try to make a play for Theta. Nope, just trying to get for an aggressive position to try to hit the flank of the enemy team a little bit. 66%, so Klep Aspen's going to have to be a bit careful. You don't want to throw away your mechs in the middle. But MGSq, they're doing a good job for just staying within sort of the overwatch of, except for that Vulcan has been a bit aggressive. Making a play for trying to grab the Vulcan from the 12th vegan. Let's see how that Vulcan is looking. Oh, it's been halved. Or almost halved. Lost an arm. And now they're just sending it back to the usual positions around Theta. Long range Overwatch mechs, they haven't moved too much yet. Our correction, looks like the Battlemaster is starting to... Nah, just moving around to try to get the shots. So we got 12 vegan on the left and MGSq on the right. Looking at damage-wise, a couple of really beat-up mechs on both sides. The Blackjack for G-Wiz is hurting a lot. Let's take a quick look at that one. So Torso's hurting a lot on that one. But yeah, not much to say. They're just jostling around Theta, long-range mech traders doing the long-range trade thing. Trader-wise, let's see. 12 Vegan, the long-range mechs look pretty good damage-wise. Corsair from MGSq 71, that's hurting a bit. Battlemaster, very healthy. Okay, Klapspan's gone down. The mech was hurting quite a bit, so not too big of a surprise. Yep, not really too much to say. A lot of hurt mechs on both sides. So I'm expecting mechs to start dropping pretty soon. Another mech from 12 Vegan just gone down for the Vulcan. Another mech down for 12th Vegan, so they were able to grab the Hatchet Man from MGSq though. But again, MGSq is doing a good job for keeping their sort of skirmish mechs between themselves and their long-range Overwatch. Cap-wise, very even, or very close for both sides cap-wise. No one's grabbed Cap or Theta yet. I don't think it's going to come in play for this match. What time's on the MGSq side, so they don't need to rush anything. They don't need to push anything. Just play it smart and get the win eventually. The 12 Vegans doing a nice job for moving forward though and getting flank fire on the skirmish mechs of MGSq. They've taken out a couple of those mechs, so now it's 3 per side, with MGSq with a very healthy Battlemaster. It's coming in to start and play. So pushing in to kill that Corsair from 12th Vegan. That's gone down. So now 2 per side, with a very healthy Battlemaster. So the Corsair and the Battlemaster working together. Skater 3F though is very mobile, so might be able to take advantage of its mobility to get some back shots, get some shots in on the 2 mechs from MGSq. So yeah, things are looking good for MGSq at the moment, as long as they can. Okay, so now just the Cicada left. Looks like the Cicada is going to be going for the Cap. Yep, Cicada's going to go for Gamma. Play the Cap game, which is smart. So you got 2 very slow immobile mechs with very good range, compared to the 3F with very good mobility, a lot more speed, and good range with your PPCs. But obviously the mech is very hurt. Let's take a look to see what the damage is on that mech. So Torso's legs are quite strong. So at this point, what is MGSq going to do? They want 2 caps for sure. But with their range, they should be able to range out the 3F. They're probably hoping that... Yep, and they already got some burn damage on the 3F. Center torso is almost done on it. There's not really too much... It's going to have to play like the high ground. And...
Resource point Theta is ours.
But one good shot, center torso for the cicada, and it's going to be going down. He's got to run. Use the high mounts for cover, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so at this point, MGSq is going to be grabbing some caps. And then once they get the cap lead, they're going to win this match. It'll be 3 wins for MGSq. And at this point, MGSq has won the match.
We have Gamma.
Okay, so we're just waiting for the caps to get done, and then we'll be going to a new map for drop 4, drop 5 with an increase of tonnage as well. So the next map we're going to is going to be Terra Therma Crucible. So a nice big fun map. With a big lava pit in the middle around Theta, that if you fall into that lava pit, you can't get out. Unless you have a lot of jump jets maybe, but most mechs cannot get out of that thing. So right now we're just waiting for them to grab some caps. And then once they get the cap lead, they'll win the match. And of course the Battlemaster has to do a bit of a light show. Let's see if they've done any fancy paint jobs on it.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Looks pretty. If I turn off the highlight, I could probably see it better, but I can't remember which button that is, so apologies. I don't know any good mom jokes. I only have really one joke. It's not even that good of a joke. But since we got time, I guess I may as well say it, since it's a fairly safe joke. I used to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I'm not anymore after a playoff series that they did against Boston probably about 10-15 years ago, where they completely fell apart. So my favorite joke is, when I die, for my pallbearers, I want them to be Toronto Maple Leafs players, so they can let me down one last time.
This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Okay, the match is done. I'll get the match ID information, so 1 second, please. Looking at the team stats, so from the one on the top is obviously MGSq. Good damage all across, for the most part. Battlemaster did some work. Same for the Cicada 3F. Looking from 12 Rangers. Good damage from the Battlemaster as well. Of course, our 7A did some work. Yeah. So, fun, entertaining match. Okay, so now we're at 3-1 for MGSq. And new map. Yes, Terra Therma Crucible. Ooh-a-voo. It's probably right in front of me and I can't see it. There it is. Alright, and again, reminder the tonnage limit has increased for these drops. So it's going to be a minimum of 370 tons and a maximum of 420 tons. Terra Therma Crucible, 76 degrees Celsius. That is pretty warm. Where I'm at in the world, it's -1 Celsius. So a little bit of a temperature differential there. I almost wishes I was at Terratherm Crucible to warm up a little bit. But maybe not that warm. That's 76 is, it's a bit up there. So 2 more matches. I'm hoping they speed things up a little bit since I got another match I got to get to. But I'm not going to type anything like that into lobby. That would be inappropriate. And I do have time. And I got some food for a snack anyways in between shoutcasts anyways. Some pears and some crackers with peanut butter. That'll fill me up. It'd be kind of interesting to see what they try to do for these drops, though. Are they going to try to go for like a similar style of decks as they did on Crucible, where they have like some Wolfpack or sort of skirmishy mechs that fights around the middle? This, like for here, would be fighting around sort of Theta again, like on Crucible, with a couple of like long range mechs or DACA mechs, provide sort of Overwatch or firing from sort of the sides around Theta. Are they going to just go like for a hard brawl push, maybe? My guess is you're probably going to see something kind of similar to what they did on Crucible for both teams. A bunch of DACA mechs. Well, instead of like long range mechs, probably DACA mechs with 2 to 3 quote unquote maybe sort of like Wolfpack style mechs or skirmishy style mechs. Of like Assassins, Phoenix, Vulcans, that type of thing. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do something crazy and bring like an LRM mech with it or something. Hopefully not. Okay, so should be almost ready, I hope, at this point. I guess this is the first drop for Lazy 8. Last of them shuffle. Okay, looks like Team 1's pretty much rated up. Then hopefully Team 2 readies up soon. Looks like they're already at the correct tonnage of 420 tons, so it should be a quick lock once they're ready. Team 1 locked. Doing the last little shuffle. The drop locations tells you a little bit for what they're possibly going to for the side caps. I can't remember what it means though for the Team 1 and Team 2 side without a map to the side of me, so. But the drop locations is not that far apart, so. All right, time for drop 4. And pray to the mech gods that everything works out right. Alright, so I think I'm on Team 2 side? I think this is Team 2 side. Oh, I guess we'll see soon. And then the caps in play for this drop is Epsilon, Theta, Kappa. So Gamma and Sigma is out of play. Which the team that drops by Gamma, sometimes they have to be a little bit careful for going around that cap point. I've had it a couple times where I almost capped it while trying to get to position, and that's a bit embarrassing. Alright, so it looks like I'm on the 12th vegan side, so Team 2. So what do they bring in? Bull Sharks. Bull Sharks, Bull Sharks. So the Bull Sharks, Light PPC, LB5s, okay. So we're going for the DACA. For the rest, the Osiris, Roughneck BLT, what's on you? For LB5s, cool. And then for, what is it for a Vulcan? So 4 DACA mechs and 2 sort of more skirmishy, Wolfpacky type mechs. Going to the MGSq side, so what do we got here? A Wolverine, what's on you? MRMs, Riflemen, Gauss Ear Larges, Heavy PPCs, Fafnir, AC-20 SRM-6, kinda Brawly, and then Bull Shark that's sitting in the back with Ultra 5s, Large X-Pulse. Oh, okay, they called for a hold. That's why it's not moving. And it looks like they're respecting the hold. Okay. Gives me a chance to look at some of the rest of these mechs. And Spider 5K, the typical magshot snub. It's an interesting mech composition from MGSq, to be honest. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. So it's sort of Rifleman. So mid-range trade with 2 mechs that can kind of try to push the flanks of the enemy to leave them a little bit, and also to try to counter the sort of the lighter mechs on the other side. I'll have to admit, I do like the 12 vegan deck a lot better. It's more sort of the standard traditional for DACA to medium mech type composition. So it'll be interesting to see how MGSq plays this drop out once this drop starts. Nice to see that 2 teams is respecting the hold, even though it was called quite late. But obviously, like the Osiris and Vulcan forward for scouting. And then they're rotating around for their DACA mechs, probably rotating towards like north of Theta, is my guess. Alright, so waiting for him to come back, and then we get this thing going. That's a weird mech. 20 SRM-6 ear smalls. It's like for a pusher mech. But then you have a heavy PPC awesome with it. So this deck is confusing me a lot. I'm not sure what, like, maybe they're trying to set like a pick for the team to push Theta, and then they'll have that Fafnir to destroy everything in the middle, while the Riflemen, awesome, and the other ones are providing overwatch around Theta. Oh, really? Another redrop? This is really eating into my time. Okay, they're doing the restart. Or good. So 11. Okay, so they're going. Because I got about 45 minutes before my next cast. Okay, so for scouting, they got the Wolverine and the Spider for MGSq. And then forward on the 12th vegan side, they have the Vulcan and the Osiris. The Rifleman's just going to hold on their side of the respectively for the bridge. 12th vegan. They are pushing lava. Okay. To probably get to this bridge here to push Theta, I guess. Hopefully Clap is not stuck. Please move. No, come on. I think Clap has been dropped out of the match. Yep, so it's not moving. Okay, well, they're probably just going to continue on. So 12 vegan, it's got a very strong hold for this corner around Theta. Then for MGSq, they're starting their respective push around Theta. Push the flank of 12th vegan. With the Fafnir forward, obviously, since it's set for brawl. But that Fafnir is taking a lot of damage. And the Fafnir is down. So right now this match can actually go either way. Another mech down for MGSq. One of the Bull Sharks gone down for 12th vegan. This match can still go either way. Because again, I like the composition from 12 vegan a lot better than it did for MGSq. Okay, so now it's two aside, so Sarah's just gone down for 12th vegan. But if Clapspan can get back into this match with that Bull Shark, then they're going to clean up. So a little skirmish between the Vulcan and the Spider. Spider just gone down, so the Vulcan is still good. So now it's 4 left for 12th vegan, 3 for MGSq. In all likelihood, they're probably... Well, that Bull Shark is really hurting from 12th vegan. So this match can still go either way. Bull Shark's pushing. Or no, sorry, that's a Bull Shark from on the MGSq side, obviously. So they're just holding this corner around Theta, trading respectively against... let's see, a Vulcan, a Roughneck, and a Bull Shark from the 12th vegan side. So the Vulcan's trying to get some flanking shots. So it's going to get some shots from the bridge soon. Pop tarting accordingly. So yeah, this match can still go either way. A lot of very hurt mechs on both sides. Let's see, so now 2 versus 2. Two versus 1, so now just a Bull Shark and a Vulcan. Oh, Clapspan is back in the game. Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, this match is over. That Bull Shark is going to clean house. So just an awesome left for MGSq. Yeah, forget about it. So you got a very fresh Bull Shark versus a beat up awesome. Yeah. And it's already hurting center torso. So I'm just going to say now this match is for 12th vegan. So now we're at 4-1. There's no way they can lose this. Unless he overheats that Bull Shark. What's on that Bull Shark? No, he's not. You're not going to overheat that. Heavy PPCs. Okay. So it's just a matter of time at this point. Unless Klapspaden gets dropped for the match again, which I pray does not happen. Wait a minute. See. No. No way. No. What the heck? Okay, well, obviously Klapspaden's been booed from the match again. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess I shouldn't have been so quick to say that 12 vegans won the match. Okay, now they just gotta grab a cap and then the match is over. Yeah, I feel bad for 12 vegan. They had this match. Yeah. Very strange match.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Okay, so fourth win for, MGSq. Damage-wise, 922-21 for the Awesome. A lot of damage there. Roughneck did some work. A lot of damage for the Bullshark 6 for Desmond. Over 1,000. They had the match. Yeah. Okay, now swapping sides. So now we're going for match 5. Hello. Did I miss somebody? Daz Meerman, so okay. Or they're just joking with me and I didn't notice it, so now I don't really have time for this, so come on, just tell me who I need to move. I don't have time. I got a match coming up soon. Okay, so they say it looks good. Cool. So hopefully they're ready up soon and we can get this going. And then literally going to be jumping into the next cast, so Okay, so they're locking, so that's good. Okay, so team 1's locked, waiting for team 2 to lock, then we get this going. I am. Gives me a chance to use the washroom and get some food, and get some water. Alright, drop 5. My guess is they're going to be doing something very similar to the decks they used for the previous drop. Well, instead of Bull Sharks for the one team, it's going to be Night Stars. Then for the other team, probably very similar composition for MGSq as they used in the previous drop, would be my guess. So we're on the team 2 side, I think, so we're going to be looking at MGSq at the start.
Coming in. Capture and
Okay,
hold
so we're looking at the
resource
MGSq
points.
side, so
Stop any
Maulers,
hostiles getting away.
so that's obviously DACA of some flavor. That'll be 6s, so the typical one. Looking at the rest of them. Bullshark, Jägermech, Duelist. Let's see what's on the Jägermech. Heavy Gauss, Annie, Binaries. Okay, so mid-range stuff. They're doing a hold. This is getting ridiculous. Looking at the 12th vegan side. So going for the Annie 2A. LB5's medium pulse. LB5's light PPC. Mauler. Oops. Oh, that was... Oh, because I clicked on the map. But it looks like a lot of like LB or mid-range DACA with sort of the two locusts for scouting and for grabbing caps from the 12 vegan side. From the MGSq side, they're scouting with their 2 urban mechs. Let's see what's on the urban mechs. Air mediums, so for skirmish. All right, so urban mechs versus locusts. And then for the DACA mechs from 12th vegan, see what they're going. So are they going to do like a low ground push again? Nope. I think they're going to go up the ramp. No, the Mauler's going in the lava, and then a couple of them will be setting up high ground. And then from MGSq, they're already pushing the ramp with a bunch of their mechs. So it looks like they're going to stay on their sort of respective side of Theta. Get ready for received, depending on what 12th vegan does.
Theta is
They still got the scouts forwards with the Locust, with the Mauler, sort of pushing the side a little bit, and then the rest. Annie's and the Maulers slowly getting to the ramp. They're starting to trade a little bit from their respective side, with the Annies pushing up slowly. Alright, so 12 vegan pretty much staying together for the most part. And MGSq is starting to spread out around Theta a little bit, trying to get some flanking damage, especially with that urban mech. The Obermech might have Yeah, the Obermech pushed a little too far. Those locusts is going to have a field day. Obermech's trying to pull them towards his team, especially to that Mauler. And now the Obermech's safe again. Locust's going to probably start pulling back. And for the rest, a brawl. Well, just trading on this side of Theta. Let's see, the Jägermech's gone down, Annie's gone down, another Annie's going to go down for 12th Vegan pretty soon. And 12th Vegan's starting to drop at this point. Okay, so 12 Vegan side, now it's just the 2 locusts and the Mauler. Correction, 2 locusts. And 2 locusts. One locust is trying to harass his bull shark here. Where's the other one? It's up there. Okay, so the locust is doing some work. So now it's Obermech, Mauler, bull shark against against 1 locust. Let's see if I can click this mech. Probably not. And the Obermech, or the locust, is running. Not much to say at this point. Locust is fighting, so Locust will be going down, and then they got the cap lead, obviously, for MGSq. So MGSq won the drop. So again, apologies for the issues that have been occurring for some of those matches. Obviously not what we want to have occur. Going to the team stats, looking at that quickly. So MGSq, good damage across. Yeah, and this is 12 Vegan side. They got pretty good damage as well, so this is probably a closer match than I really had appreciation for. Mauler did a lot of work. Okay, so obviously now we're at the end of the drop, so I thank both teams. So the quick little blurb. So obviously I'd like to thank the 2 teams for allowing me to showcase this match. Thanks to the tournament organizers for running this tournament and administrating it. And obviously thanks to you, the viewers, for watching this match. So the next showcast is going to be occurring very shortly. So it's a Div G match against Rosetta Falcon against ECLM. Or for Rosetta Falcon of ECLM versus QFES Squadron Suicide. That'll be starting at 2200 UTC or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's about 25 minutes from now. So yeah, cheers. Thanks for watching this stream, and I will be signing off now. Cheers.